Good morning, Leo. This is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries. I'm very happy that you could be here with me today. I just want to say thank you so much for all the views the videos are getting. This is your weekly tarot card reading. It's not time sensitive, but it is, a new one comes out every single week. So if you really love this video, be sure to like this video and share this video on your social media platforms. But also be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can ring that bell and select all notifications so you know when your Leo Tarot is uploaded. Leo Tarot gets uploaded every single Friday, along with Virgo Tarot and Cancer Tarot. And there's always an extended reading, and that reading is an almost personalized extension of this reading. It includes a uncensored, it's uncensored. Like, there's so much the censorship that I have to do to myself over here, but it's an uncensored version. An uncensored erotic tarot reading, as well as a romantic tarot reading. So you get all those readings in one video. And it's the best way to support the channel. And then we have more content on Astrology Motivation. Astrology Motivation is my second channel. It's where I post my weekly astrology forecasts and my daily tarot card readings. I do the daily tarot card readings live on Instagram, so you can find me at born_without_boundaries over on Instagram, and join me over there, and you can actually join in the conversation. I would love to have you join in. Let's get into your reading. This is for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising energy. And please, guys, always find your Sun, your Moon, and your Rising sign video. That way you'll get an understanding, a really well-rounded understanding of exactly what kind of energies you're dealing with. Leo. All right, we have the Two of Wands. I can't show you the images, but I will definitely show you the images over in the extended. We have the Two of Wands, which is networking, connection, making new connections, and usually a lot of times getting maybe opportunities coming through your network. And then we have the Queen of Swords. Sure, she's, you know, people give her a bad rep. She's actually somebody who is so clear-minded, and usually Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, a queen over the age of 35. So this is somebody that has a very clear mind. Lots of times she is a counselor. She helps to give you direction because she's very loyal and loyal to a fault. Not loyal to a fault. Yeah. And she's very fair, and she's very honest. Okay, and then we have the Strength card. So this is grappling with your base fears, and it's a major arcana, meaning that it's necessary. It's part of what you have to do in order to kind of like fulfill the energy or the fate around you. And then we have the Hierophant. So this is interesting, Leo, because it seems that there is a woman who is grappling with an understanding, or grappling with the decision to marry or not to marry, or to take a job or not to take a job. There is some sort of clarification or communication or counseling that could be a Taurus in your life is taking, deciding to look something in the eye, deciding to face up to usually parts of themselves that they didn't want to face, because that's what the Strength card is. It's grappling. Strength is having courage. It's grappling with your fears and getting them under control. The Hierophant, of course, represents Taurus energy, but it also represents marriage. It also represents traditional religion or other kinds of traditional institutions, even traditional thought patterns. So it could be that somebody's traditional thought patterns are getting, they've realized that they're getting in the way, and they're kind of struggling with them, not struggling with them, but challenging them, challenging tradition based on intellect, especially after certain things that you've heard, or that people, information that you've received, maybe even trying to look a different way or think about marriage in a different way. it's a good place to start. Okay, let's get on. Let's move on. I want to choose these cards next, Leo. Leo. This is the Wisdom of the Golden Path deck. All my decks are listed below. All my decks are listed below, in case anybody's wondering. Inner conflict, yeah. So that's kind of what it would be. So inner conflict is a card that speaks of how we piecemeal ourselves into different value categories. In other words, this part of me everybody will hate. So I'm going to keep that part of me to myself. But this part of me everybody will like. And so it's almost like we kind of the redheaded stepchild. We block them away in the corner to different aspects of ourselves. And it becomes very extreme, because what it does is sort of divide us internally to say, well, these are the parts of me that will shine, these are the parts of me that are beautiful, these are the parts of me that will be popular, and the other parts of me can basically go to hell. And the problem is they do, because there's constant torment and there's constant torture, and there's more and more pressure every day to hide those aspects of yourself that you deem to be unworthy. So inner conflict is speaking of resolving those issues, understanding or grappling with those fears or those aspects of yourself that are considered ugly or considered shadow, and loving them too, finding a way to love them too. And this also could represent that you're grappling with somebody that is hard to love sometimes, but you want to work through things, and you want to kind of use this as an opportunity to make yourself stronger, or make your relationship stronger. This relationship could be in business. This is a general reading, right? So it could be in business. It could be your relationship with your career. Leo. 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 It could be also that you're having a conflict with somebody who has a very strong nature and a very thick skull. And it's bothering you. And there's just this aspect of, well, I don't want to deal with the conflict, so let's get into this. We have I am a voice, okay? And then we have I am cherished. This is beautiful energy. You like to be heard. And you want it to be, you want it like, this is the energy of wanting to be heard and wanting to be acknowledged and wanting to be loved, being heard in a relationship. This is also the energy of somebody willing to listen to you, or being willing to listen to somebody, somebody supporting your voice, somebody supporting your right to say the things that you have to say, or just using your voice to tell somebody, I love you. Right? Using your voice to tell somebody that you care, or speaking up, basically. It's like they want to hear you love them, or vice versa. You needed to hear, I love you. You needed to hear the support coming from them. Leo. 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 Somebody is supporting what you have to say. Leo. All right. Conflict and defeat. Well, you let me know what this is about. Interestingly enough, I love this card because he has a light at the bottom. So sometimes we have to hit bottom in order to see the light. And sometimes conflict and defeat is a perception as opposed to a reality. Spiritual strength. And that's where we find spiritual strength, is when we're at our bottom, when we're at our lowest, or when we've come back from, when we fought so much, sometimes there's nowhere else to go but to hope and faith. And this is when we get stronger. So, and then the heart chakra. I feel like a lot of conflict that's been happening between you and a current relationship, a situation that you're in, essentially is making you stronger. It's not only making you stronger, it's making you love harder and know more about love and kind of bring you back to yourself. So it could be somebody outside of yourself or you encouraging somebody, inspiring them to come back to themselves. Heart chakra is about you. That's Leo energy. Leo energy rules the heart space, but the courage of the heart to follow its purpose in the universe, right? That's what Leo energy does. So it's almost like finding a way back to yourself and to help yourself heal after a lot of conflict that's been happening within you. And this conflict could very well be built around constantly butting heads with traditional value systems or a conflict in your marriage. So, okay. No light shit here. Okay, Leo. Okay. Self-reliance. Don't be afraid to fly solo. And this is in the past. So what I'm wondering, Leo, is if there has been a fear of flying solo, if there has been a resistance to, or a resistance to being single, going it alone, or, because I'm not saying all Leos everywhere are getting divorces. What I'm saying is, why do you need somebody else's validation? And I'm asking that question rhetorically, and you can definitely answer it below, because a lot of Leos aren't even aware that they do need that. You know, that Leos walk into a room with a tremendous sense of confidence that is a charisma that nobody else can match. But what a lot of them don't realize is, even rich and famous ones don't realize is how important getting that attention is to them, and how without it, or even if a project doesn't get, not their whole lives, but their, a part of them isn't getting attention, how they will then kind of sever it from themselves, because they're going to put more energy into what gets attention. But attention is not this. It's not what your heart radiates, right? It's not your divine purpose on earth. So it's not about attention, and it's not about approval. It's not about validation. It's about following your heart space. And it's easy to get distracted when you're so easy. It's easy to get distracted when you're so inclined with an energy that is all about getting attention. Wanting attention, needing attention becomes now a vice. So it's almost like getting back to your heart space is getting back to your sincerity, your relationship with God, your relationship with that oneness. And it could come after you've tried really, really hard. You're fighting a battle that is constantly beating you down. The reason why is to build that spiritual strength. The reason why is the universe is coming in to say, well, you need to work on the relationship with me. Forget about all of them or even a significant other. You need to work on a relationship with me, which is, I am in you. How do you feel about yourself? When's the last time you did fly solo? When's the last time you were able to walk into a room and not care whose head turned? Really ask yourself those questions. Or when's the last time you kind of felt okay without anybody else's validation on you? This could also imply that not too long ago there was a severing of some sort of relationship that you had. It was probably very important to you. You could still be struggling a great deal with why it happened. Okay. We have nothing will come of this situation. This is void, of course. And then the energy is gaining momentum, which doesn't make any sense. But I'm going to keep figuring it out. Void, of course, nothing will come of this situation. And the energy is gaining momentum. I see. So in other words, even if you were reluctant to believe that something could be fixed, the energy is gaining momentum in that it can't be. That it's like the more energy you put into it, the more energy you're actually throwing away. And I'm not, what is this about? This could be about a project that you're working on at work. This could be about a situation within your marriage that is just not resolving. It's not about, well, my whole life is over, or I've lost my job, or the person that I love is walking out on me. That's not what this is. But essentially, there is something that you are putting a tremendous amount of energy into, and you can feel it. The more energy you put into it, it feels like you're just throwing it away. That the nothingness is what's gaining momentum. It becomes more and more impossible. And I'll tell you why. It's because we stick ourselves into a vacuum chamber, and we're sitting there and we're pulling and pulling and pulling on the door, and it won't open. And it's because we're vacuuming ourselves in. The more and more energy we put in, it's almost like imploding on us, like a black hole, right? Whereas if we just let go, let the air balance out in the room, and stop pulling on the door. Now what we can do is push the door open, and the door flies open. It's like we were trying to open the door the wrong way. By sucking everything toward us, we were actually pulling the door the wrong way, the way that it won't open. By relieving it and letting it all go, whoosh, the door swings open. That's how we can sort of create our own vacuum chamber that is keeping us from exactly what it is that we actually want. So, we'll get deeper into it. Leo. Okay. The problem is there are people around you who are encouraging you to continue to do what is not so great for you. People who are not really the friends that you think they are, and they're just really there to show up and take. And that's the problem with needing validation and attention, is that that's who you end up attracting into your life. People who are users instead of true supporters. Then we have this. There is help. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. It comes from a smaller place, a diminished place, a place that maybe you look down on, or you wouldn't expect. But there's help coming. There's help coming. And it's exactly the help you need. Think of like the Ace of Cups, help coming out of nowhere. This is actually home space. This could mean in Cancer season, like Cancerian energy, because this is double Cancer. This is like fourth house energy, being taken care of, being helped. Somebody coming in without you knowing it, supporting you and helping you behind the scenes. And I guess what I'm saying is it's time to recognize those people. And value those people. Instead of, the flashier people that make themselves extremely accessible. It's in the simple things. All right, we have observer. Looking, observer. And that's kind of what this energy is with the Queen of Swords. Is whether it's you or it's somebody from the outside, be open to the objective perspective and clean it up. Use this objective perspective and the information that they can provide you to fix what needs to be fixed. And the objectivity is actually going to help you. You've noticed what needs to be fixed. And I feel like in some ways, Leo, you're working on all this. It's not like this is a shock to you. Amethyst is here. Or, I'll say this, some of you could be the outside observers. The people who are recognizing a situation and what's happening, a conflict that's happening outside of you, but within your group, your circle, your social circle, etc. And you're seeing and understanding, well, certain things need to be fixed. Amethyst is here, revealing your true self. As you allow others to know the real you, you'll feel loved for who you are. That's really great. It's really liberating energy to be loved for who you are instead of who you have to be, for all of who you are, your real self, your true self, instead of just the shiny shit that is easy for everybody to digest. It's like you don't owe somebody candy as soon as you walk into the room. You don't have to make things nicey for everybody. Rose quartz, love life. Ooh. New or renewed romantic love is here for you. And now it's based on who you really are. The shit show that you really are, Leo. That love is here for you. That's the love that's there. 2121, divine counterpart. You know, it's like to finally let somebody see all those parts of you that you deem unworthy. Holy crap. Number one, tremendous amount of courage because you're vulnerable. Number two, tremendous amount of truth. So that if you're connecting with somebody on a truth level, like that's the real deal. Leo. 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 These are your animal totems. Leo energy. Leo. Wow, lots. Let's take these first. Overcome any obstacle. This is Taurus energy. This is also financial, but it's also in general just the spirit of I can and I will, and I'm going to do this, and you are moving forward. So there was an obstacle, and it is Taurus energy appearing again, which can just represent your something that challenges you. It could just represent something that's challenging you. Spirit has your back. So you also have lots of earth energy. Do you feel like plugged in or clogged in by earth energy? Some sort of conflict with earth energy or leadership or something that you lead? Because this is a leadership card. It's all about maybe you're the boss of something, or you were in charge of a project, or you're the head of your family. This is very Saturnian energy, very Capricornian energy, but very much I run things energy. So it could be that once again you're in conflict with an establishment. And then time to let go. Time to let go of all the scars and the wounds. This is Scorpionic energy. Groundhog digs underneath the earth, and that means the subconscious, or those parts of us that you don't, parts of yourself that you don't want to see. Kind of like cleaning that up, cleaning out the pipes. Anything that's been chewing at your heart, gnawing at your heart, being able to let it go. Let it go, number one. Well, let it go by facing it. And then love is all around, Nightingale energy. This is Gemini energy, which means you've been receiving words of love or words of support, or you like to hear words of love. You like to hear words of support. You like to be surrounded. It's music to your ears, okay? And then we have sometimes life stings, which is Scorpionic energy. It's like, listen, sometimes you're not always going to get the accolades. You're not always going to get the praise. You're not always going to get the validation. Something's been bothering you about that. Also, maybe stinging words, or a competition of words, or somebody challenging you with words. Watch your words is here. Parrot energy teaches us how to communicate. Not only how to speak, but how to listen. This is also Gemini energy. It also is, sometimes for me, it's a warning flag, because it's what does a parrot do? A parrot just sort of like understands what you need to hear and says it, or repeats what you say? Have you been surrounding yourself with a lot of people who do that, who are just parrots on your shoulder, as opposed to people who are really listening and having a real conversation with you? Because that's kind of, it's also a reminder of, I don't want to be a parrot. I don't want to be somebody who just says something because other people expect me to say it. And then know your worth. Bam. Like, listen, I'm a little skunk. I don't have to smell like flowers. You love me for who I am, and you treat me well, or you get my stink. Like, that's kind of the card. Is like, I'm lovely. I'm lovely just the way that I am, but clearly I am not perfect, right? This is like loving all of me. There's a stink here that it's not even a stink, because skunks don't stink unless they have to defend themselves, right? So you could very well be in a position where you feel backed up against the wall, Leo, like you have to defend yourself, and then learn from the past. And once again, this is Taurus energy. Learn from the past. This has happened before. This is just a repeating pattern that could be causing a lot of difficulties for you at this point. Let's go to tarot. This is running a little bit over. Let's fly over to tarot. We're going to get into the erotic tarot. We're going to get into your romance reading, but we're going to get into the full-on extended reading. The link is below. I'll see you guys over there. Bye.